The Soul Sovereignty podcast is a deep dive into the core wounds and deeply embedded subconscious beliefs that reside within the collective psyche so that you can reclaim your sovereignty and embody your power to experience freedom in your relationships. It is hosted by Jessica Falcon, International Soul Embodiment Guide and Relationship Coach. Visit thepathtosovereignty.com to enter a portal of transformation.
Energetic sovereignty. What is it? How do you develop it? That's the topic of today's Soul Sovereignty podcast, which is part of a series on soul sovereignty. Last week, I talked about body sovereignty, and this is somewhat of an extension from that conversation, because when we're working with our energy body, what we're working with is ownership. Sovereignty is ownership. Ownership over your field, ownership over your body and the energy both within and around you. Now, the energy within and around you is the energy of your soul, your infinite soul, your infinite self. It is what forms and inhabits your body when you allow it to fully inhabit your body. That's part of soul embodiment, is to bring the light of your soul in and through your body into physicality so that you embody your divinity. And in order to do this, we've got to learn to work with the energetic field, because the more you embody your divinity, the more you reclaim your sovereignty, the more you are sourcing from within, literally co-creating your reality from source, not from the external world. For empaths, if you are sensitive, if you are empathic, this is an especially important conversation for you, because a lot of empaths and sensitive people are way more energetically sensitive than others. And what's happening is that you are more aware of the energy of others around you than you are with your own energy field. And therefore, you're not able to have the boundaries to distinguish between what is yours and what is somebody else's. And you tend to take that energy on and make it your own. Versus when you are attuning to your body, your energy field, you're working with your energy consciously, because you're developing this level of sovereignty, then you know right away when another energy comes into your field, that is not mine. That is not my energy. That belongs to somebody else. And you're able to immediately clear it out of your field. You can sense it. You're always going to sense it because you sense energy. I'm an energy healer. I'm an energy master. I sense energy. I can't not sense energy unless I were to shut down. You sense it, but there's a big difference between sensing energy and letting it into your field. You can sense it. Like when I work with clients, I literally attune to the energy of their soul, their whole physicality. We can do lots of energy work, but I'm not taking it on. I'm working with it as a conduit. I don't take that into my field. There's a big difference. And learning to work with your energy body will help you master this. When you are working with your energy body, we're working with this field. Your whole body is energy, right? We know this from quantum physics. The ancients already understood this. The whole body is actually energy. So we're working with the energy between the contours of your skin. We're also working with the energy around your physicality. And you're creating ownership. You're saying, this is mine. This is my space. So if you have issues taking up space, which include using your voice and being seen, working with and developing your energy and taking up your energetic space is going to help you speak your truth and be more visible, especially in your relationships. Because so often we are unconsciously contracted and unconsciously hiding, and the energy within us doesn't have room to expand and be visible to others. And if you are not being visible through your voice, for example, and relationship, they can't see you. They can't actually see who you are. They can only see a version of them that they want, because you're showing them that version, not your truth. Now, if you want to work with that more deeply, then I recommend the Temple of Divine Feminine Power or working with me one-on-one. If you want to do sacred body wisdom work, which includes a practice on the energy body and learning to work with your energy body, that's the Sacred Body Wisdom online series. That's under $200, super powerful, will definitely change your relationship with your body. Now, you can access those at thepathtosovereignty.com. I'll put those in the links below. Now, when we're working with the energy body, one, it's important to understand this is my energy. I'm claiming ownership. So as I claim ownership, what does that mean? When we own something, we're really familiar with it. When we are owning our energy field, it means we have a relationship with it. And this is about becoming intimately familiar with your internal landscape and the energy that exists within you. Now, this takes time to develop this relationship. What we want to do is, as you are spending time with yourself, doing ideally embodied meditations. That's why the Sacred Body Wisdom or the Temple Divine Feminine Power are so helpful, because they are a lot of embodied meditations and practices and questions that help you access what's inside of you. You're spending time with your energy, and that can be as simple as placing your hands on your heart, bringing your awareness, your breath to meet your hands, and opening up to receive the energy here and around. And energy will automatically begin to vibrate and move up into your consciousness if necessary, or just move when you create that time and space, especially on a consistent basis. But even if you just do this one time, that energy responds to your awareness. Sometimes things that are in your field need to come into your consciousness, because that's part of your soul's path, is to work with that, heal from that, reclaim your power back from that. And it needs to come into your consciousness so that you can do that. Sometimes when you're opening space in your field, the energy just moves, and that's enough, because you've already done the work, perhaps. You've already released the attachments, but it needs to move now. Some of the things that we hold in our energy field are entities, energetic attachments, karmic imprints, experiences, traumas we have not yet healed, suppressed emotions. These are all contained within the energy field. And I'm not going to dive deep into each of these things. I do have past episodes on karma, on healing from trauma, nervous system, all of that. And your nervous system is energy. And so if we want to work with the nervous system, guess what? You've got to work with your energy field. You've got to master your energy body, because your energy is 120% affecting your nervous system, including your suppressed emotions. Let's imagine, there's a whole episode on nervous system healing that wasn't that long ago, but let's just imagine that your nervous system is like a tube. If you keep stuffing it with emotions that are unprocessed and unacknowledged, stuff, it gets clogged. You get overwhelmed. You can't handle anymore. That's nervous system overwhelm, because you're not working with your emotions being energy in motion. So you have to work with your emotions, and that's part of clearing your energy field, but it also will completely reset your nervous system so that you can increase your capacity and feel higher states of joy and presence and love. Quick tip, one of the other ways that we work with the energy body is we want to create more coherence. And we create coherence in the energetic field through the heart, because the heart is the point of union. The heart is how we create union, return to union, remember union. It is how we create balance and harmony and coherence. You want your energetic field to be coherent. And so working with the heart to expand the energy of your heart, to attune to it, to deepen into it first. You have to deepen into the heart. You have to access that beyond kind of the superficial or ego layer. You really want to access that soul essence in your heart, that source energy in your heart. And so maybe for a while, If you're not used to doing heart meditations, you just deepen and deepen and deepen until you access that soul love, that divine love, that eternal, that infinite love. And then you allow it to grow and expand all around you, and it will literally create coherence in your field and rebalance your nervous system, because your nervous system is very intimately connected to your heart, because your heart is the biggest electromagnetic field of your body. I think it's like 62 or 64 times bigger than your brain's electromagnetic field. And as you're going into your heart, not only are you deepening into this divine love, this source love, which allows you to be in overflow in your relationships, which allows you to end patterns of self-sacrifice, self-denial, self-silencing. You're also then allowing the emotions that you've suppressed to come up to the surface, to move or come into consciousness. You're allowing yourself to create this state that will heal past trauma. You're increasing your frequency so that lower vibrational thoughts just can't even exist in your field. And this is another secret that most people don't talk about, is that we can do all this work all day long of like, I got to change my thought, I got to change my belief. And believe me, I teach sovereignty, and I have episodes on mental sovereignty, emotional sovereignty, and we can try to fight the thoughts, but that's like, it's really just giving power to it. Part of embodying your sovereignty, embodying your divinity, coming into new levels of power is you're not fighting it, you're transforming it. And one way to transform it is to shift your frequency so that that lower vibrational pattern of thought just cannot even exist anymore. It does not even resonate in your field. And one way we increase the frequency is to work with that frequency of divine love, higher states of joy and bliss. Cultivating them, attuning to them, will shift lower frequencies out of your system, because you are an energetic being. You're tuning, it's like you're turning up the channel, and then you can't go down low anymore because you've just turned it up so much. The lower just, boop, it doesn't resonate in your field. It cannot be there. So if you have, I'll do a whole podcast on this, but if you have ruminating thoughts, if you have all these things, bring that energy of your heart into your field and let it expand, and let that do the work. And also get curious. You can change the thought and change the belief, but let it shift you out of that attachment to that thought. So breathe into that. Before I continue, I want to mention I do have a free online 12 days of transformation course that will specifically guide you day in and day out how to do this thought work, this belief work, this emotional work, and it includes embodiment practices. So that is a fantastic way to start this journey. You can sign up for free at thepathtosovereignty.com. You get instant access to the online course. That is a huge gift from my heart to yours, because sovereignty is what's needed on this planet, has always been needed. So I won't say more than ever, because always needed. That is part of your ascension. It's part of your path home to yourself. Now, not only does energetic sovereignty give you the capacity to take ownership of your field, you're not taking on the energies of others. You do have to do the emotional work not to take on the emotions of others. Because often we have hidden unconscious emotional attachments to somebody else's emotions. That's more emotional work, not just energetic work. That I would recommend working with me one-on-one, or doing the Sacred Body Wisdom series for. We handle some of that in the Temple of Divine Feminine Power, but the other two are probably more very specific on that. Now, when we want to cut cords with somebody, we often just think we can do it energetically as well. Your energy body is so intimately connected to your emotional body that you can't just energetically cut the cords and think it's done. This is soul level work. You've got to also get to the emotional root that created that cord to begin with. And you can do that as you go into your energy body and you're taking ownership to create this sovereignty. You go into the cord, you get familiar with it, you look at it. What is here? Show me the root. You feel the emotion, you get really curious, you open your heart to it, and you transform it from the root. You literally pull it out by the root. And that's what you're doing as you're claiming energetic sovereignty, is you're becoming aware of what is in your field within and around you. And then you're also then able to pull it out. But you're not pulling it out from this like, get out of me, right? It's again, kind of giving your power to it. You're more pulling it out because you're beginning to inhabit more of your own energy system, and your light, the light of your soul, is then pushing it out. We always want to work with cords, entities, attachments from the soul light perspective. You are literally then inhabiting and pushing out with your light, with your ownership, with your sovereignty, that which took place in your field without your permission, without your conscious permission, without your conscious awareness. If you did not allow it, then your soul light, release it without struggle, without fight, without needing to convince or prove. You just release it because you are inhabiting your soul and bringing it into your body. And that's why energetic sovereignty is so important, because you're not controlled by these things in your fields that aren't even yours, like other people's imprints, other people's thoughts, other people's expectations and shoulds and demands, other people's emotions, other people's energies intruding into your field. All of that is real. And if you're not inhabiting your body, taking ownership of your field, cultivating a relationship with yourself, and doing the work to release what is not yours, then you're not sovereign. And sovereignty is what creates that freedom in your relationships and your life. Sovereignty is embodying the truth of who you are and showing up as that, feeling that, not as an intellectual concept. My expertise is embodiment. It is not a concept. It is who you be. So I highly recommend that you start with that 12 Days of Transformation, or go dive into the Sacred Body Wisdom series. And I will see you on the next Soul Sovereignty podcast.